It looks like The Rock is paying his dues because look what he wore at the Met Gala. These celebrities sure do love to humiliate themselves.
Mr. Idris, can you see the fashion piece right here? Can you see the front?
The most masculine men, but not that I'm one of them, but the most masculine men wear lava.
Care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work. Yeah. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear.
What if the most glamorous night in fashion is actually the most disturbing? Because y'all, the more you look at what happened at this year's Met Gala, the more you can't unsee it. Last year it was Shabuzi, this year, The Rock, Damson Idris, and a whole list of other black male celebrities. And people are saying the same thing they said last year, that these celebrities are degrading themselves on the biggest stage in the world. But here's what's new. It's not just the men anymore. Stay with me, because this goes so much deeper than fashion. Let's just talk about what people actually saw on that carpet. Because some of these looks had the internet in absolute shambles. Doechii showed up in something that left everyone genuinely confused. Not in a wow she's so avant-garde way, in a wait, is this a joke way? People were asking what the vision even was, and nobody had a good answer. Then there's Serena Williams, an icon, a legend, a woman with an entire team of stylists, managers, and advisors, and yet somehow, not a single person in that room said maybe not. The internet was baffled. And Cardi B? Baby, people were saying she looked like an intestine. An intestine. That is not a compliment. That is not art. That is, somehow, what passed for a Met Gala look in 2026. But it gets worse, because this is where a very old theory starts circulating again. The so-called dress ritual theory. The idea that powerful men in entertainment are being quietly, systematically pressured into wearing dresses and skirts as a form of symbolic emasculation. Now here's where things get weird. This theory isn't new. People have been talking about it for years. But every single Met Gala, it comes back louder. And apparently, Katt Williams has been one of the loudest voices pushing this narrative. According to Katt, these outrageous outfits aren't about fashion at all. They're a loyalty test. The claim is that humiliation is the whole point. That the people with real power in Hollywood use moments like this to test how far a celebrity will go, how much of their dignity they're willing to surrender. And once you're willing to do something humiliating on a global stage with millions watching, they know they own you. They know you'll do anything.
That's what makes information so powerful is, you don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work. Yeah. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear. So like when I be like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses. Everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is.
Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds like a reach. But stick with me, because the theory doesn't stop at clothing. There are people online claiming that the weird behavior, the bizarre controversies, the things that make you go, why would they do that? All of it is connected.
20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things will become popular in the future. And that somehow calling people the GOAT would be normalized over the sheep being always the most popular reference.
Some are even invoking the so-called trans-agenda narrative, arguing these moments are engineered to push a broader cultural message. And this is where it really goes off the rails, there are the Baphomet worship allegations. The claim that Hollywood's elite don't just play power games, but that they allegedly participate in occult rituals. Wild? Yes, but the comment sections on these videos are not small. Setting the conspiracy aside for a second, can we just acknowledge that this year's Met Gala was genuinely a creative disaster? Nobody followed the theme. The outfits lacked originality. It felt less like a celebration of fashion and more like a chaotic costume party, where half the guests didn't read the invitation. And then, right on schedule, there it was, the obligatory man in a dress moment. Because apparently, it wouldn't be a Met Gala without one. This year that moment belonged to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He walked that carpet in a skirt, paired, somehow, with a $3.3 million watch. Now, The Rock was quick to defend himself. He said skirts are traditional in Polynesian culture and that he was honoring his heritage.
Great. Well, what I shared with Tom Brown's team is that, that first they sent the illustrations over, and hey, is DJ going to be cool with this pleated skirt? And I was like, well, look, in our culture, Polynesian culture, we rock lava lavas, we rock skirts. The most masculine men, but not that I'm one of them, but the most masculine men wear lava lavas and skirts.
And look, that's a real thing. Polynesian men do wear traditional wraparound garments. That's not up for debate. But here's the debate that happened anyway. People online were saying that what he wore was not authentic Polynesian attire, that it was a fashion skirt, that the cultural explanation was a PR move, not a genuine cultural moment. And the internet? The internet did not believe him. Social media exploded with people saying Hollywood finally got The Rock in a dress. The humiliation ritual discourse came roaring back. And then came the theory that men of color specifically are being targeted, that this is a pattern, not a coincidence. People started connecting dots. The bigger your career, the bigger the ask. You want those movie roles? You want that money? Prove your loyalty. And The Rock wasn't alone in the controversy. Damson Idris showed up looking, according to a large portion of the internet, extremely feminine. People were literally saying they mistook him for Lil Nas X.
Mr. Idris, can you see the fashion piece right here? Can you see the front?
Some brought up his recent breakup with Lori Harvey, wondering out loud if there's a connection to some kind of image shift. And the theme? People aren't sure he followed it either. Meanwhile, A$AP Rocky, who everyone expected to absolutely deliver, tried. He genuinely tried. But the execution left people comparing his look to a pink Victoria's Secret bathrobe. The man wanted to be a bad bee. He looked like a loungewear ad. Going back to Doechii, because her look deserves its own moment of reflection. She wore invisible Balenciaga heels, which is already a sentence I can't believe I typed. And one fan comment that went massively viral compared her look to a slave being presented at an auction. That's the comment that broke through. That's the image people couldn't shake. Was it fashion? Was it humiliation dressed up as art? The line, if there ever was one, felt completely erased that night. Now here's where things get genuinely complicated. Erin Rose Phillip, a black transgender woman with quadriplegic cerebral palsy, attended the Met Gala this year. And on the surface, that sounds like a beautiful, inclusive moment. But a significant number of people online are asking a harder question. Is the fashion industry genuinely celebrating her, or are they exploiting her existence for virtue signaling? Does anyone in that room actually care about her beyond the optics? It's an uncomfortable question. But it's one a lot of people are refusing to stop asking. Because here's the bigger picture theory that keeps gaining traction. The Met Gala is not just a fundraiser. It's not just a fashion show. According to the people deep in these corners of the internet, it's a modern-day ritual ball. And the unspoken rule, the hidden rule, is that to be invited back, to stay relevant, to stay protected, celebrities must surrender something. Their dignity, their image, their sense of self. Look at the outfits. The feathers, the latex, the chains, the exaggerated silhouettes that make human beings look barely human. People aren't seeing fashion, they're seeing dehumanization dressed up in designer labels. They're seeing transformation imagery. The kind where a person walks in as a celebrity and walks out looking like something else entirely. Something monstrous. Something controlled. And then there are the stairs. Those famous, iconic Met Gala stairs. People online have started calling them something else entirely, an altar. Because celebrities don't just walk up them. They're paraded. They're displayed. And the whole world watches, mocks, memes, and dissects. But here's the disturbing part. The celebrities celebrities smile through all of it. They pose, they wave, they seem unbothered, even when the internet is ruthless. Some say that's professionalism. Others say that's submission. The theory goes, wearing the humiliating outfit and smiling through the public ridicule is the test. Pass it, and you get the roles, the deals, the protection, the longevity. Fail it, refuse to play the game, and you get exiled, quietly, mysteriously, just gone. And then there's the symbolism people can't stop pointing to. Horns, eyes, inverted crosses, broken doll imagery, occult motifs showing up again and again across different celebrities, different events, different years. People who study this stuff say it's not coincidence, that the imagery is deliberate, intentional, and deeply rooted in demonic and occult tradition. Which brings us to Beltane. Did you know the Met Gala happens every year in early May? Right around the time of Beltane, an ancient pagan festival rooted in fire, fertility, and sacrifice. People who track these things say the timing is not accidental. And when you look at the recurring motifs on the carpet, serpents, blindfolds, restrictive costumes that look more like bindings than gowns, they say the message is hiding in plain sight, year after year. And then there's one more thing I need to mention, because it caused serious outrage this year. The Met Gala has an official policy 18 and older only, and yet, Blue Ivy, Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter, who is 14 years old, reportedly attended, and was styled like a grown woman. People were furious, not just at the optics, but at what it might mean. If the theory about this event holds any weight at all, why would you bring your child? Here's the part that the theorists say people don't want to hear. The celebrities at the Met Gala? They're not just victims. They're participants. They walked in knowing what it was. But so are we. Every click, every meme, every wait, what is she wearing? Comment. Every view on a video like this one, including this one right here, feeds the machine. The attention, the outrage, the mockery, that's the energy the whole system runs on. We're not just watching the ritual. According to this theory, we're part of it. So let me ask you, is Katt Williams overthinking all of this? Is the dress ritual theory just internet paranoia taken too far? Or does some part of you, watching all of this unfold year after year, think something is genuinely off? Do you believe in the Baphomet theories? The occult symbolism? The loyalty test? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If this video made you think, made you question, or just made your jaw drop, hit that like button because it genuinely helps this channel more than you know. And if you're new here, subscribe because we go places most channels won't. The next video? Even deeper. See you there.